Hey, it's Shawna Tenney. I'm an illustrator, and I'm here today with a tutorial on how to make your digital paintings look less digital and more traditional by making your own textures for Photoshop. You can see my work and learn more about me at my website, which is shawnajctenney.com, and you can find tutorials and industry tips on my blog, which is shawnajctenney.blogspot.com. I like to make my own textures in Photoshop, and I begin with traditional media. As you can see here, I'm doing a watercolor texture, and I try to make it a lot of textures as I paint, so I'm not trying to make it smooth or anything. I'm trying to make it pretty rough, adding in extra paint in places, not as much in others. Then I put some salt in for some extra texture in there, dab with a paper towel. Then I scan it into my computer, go to curves and change the curves so there's a lot more contrast in there. And then I'm going to make it into grayscale. So now it's black and white. And then I'm going to hit Command A, which selects the whole thing, go to Edit and Define Pattern, and then I'm going to name it. I named it Watercolor 2. Then I'm going to go into the brush menu. As you can see, I'm already using a textured brush, and I click on Texture, and then I can find my pattern that I made down there, Watercolor 2. I also really like using a gesso texture. It makes it look like you've really painted the painting. What I did here is I used a piece of masonite board. I painted a bunch of gesso on it, let that dry, and then I put some watered down acrylics on top of that and made this really great pattern, and I use it a lot in my paintings. Before you start painting, go to the brush menu under texture, and you can adjust the contrast, brightness, and scale, and just play with it and see what you like. I change this for different things I'm doing. Then make sure that it is on multiply, and this will make your textures show. So let's paint, yay! As you can see, I'm painting and it's coming up with that great watercolor texture. I'm going to the brush menu, I'm going to click Invert, this is under texture, and then I can use another color and color on top of that. As you can see, it's filling in sort of the white parts. It's doing the opposite of what I did with the red, and using different colors to make some cool effects. Let's try the gesso texture. As you can see, I'm using an opacity about 50%, and I made a lot of layers. Now I'm doing the invert and filling in the white parts with another color. Pretty cool. So go make some fun textures in Photoshop, and come visit me at my website, which is shawnajctenney.com, where you can see my artwork, and my blog, which is shawnajctenney.blogspot.com, where you can find more industry tips and tutorials.